Okay, call the Water Sewer Commissioners meeting August 12th to order at 8:08. Members present, Phil Stinchfield, Kyle LaHoose, Colin Hare, myself, and we have Bob Sullivan, Systems Manager. Welcome, Phil. First,
Thank you.
Get to the meeting. At least we get the schedule worked out. Get that hopefully working.
It works.
Okay, do we have any minutes?
No, I don't know.
Just, okay,
I'm not sure what the last meeting we had
okay, let's see.
that I need minutes for.
Okay, so we have to work on the minutes. Okay, Bob, you want to give us your report?
Reports. So I got March and April for the water. I don't think we've done those yet. Did you want me to read through all these, or do you want to?
If there's anything, is there anything that stands out that you want to talk about?
Several leaks.
I know that,
I'm sure you guys know about those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had, overall this year, we've had 4 major leaks on Main Street. Up from,
Two of them were right close to each other.
well, 4 fairly close, but the 2 that were, the last 2 were very, I think they're like a stick of pipe apart. And then when we dug it up this last time, in between the 2 leaks, there was a repair clamp. That was from before my time, so,
That
you
was
know,
one.
in 20 feet of pipe, we had 3 breaks on that line, so. The last 4 that we've had were all at bell joints. So it's like something settled or, within the ground, because that's what's gonna make
Snap it.
that's what's gonna make a joint break like that.
And where were the other two?
So the one was on the corner of Main and Webster Street,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right.
just on the other side there. That was at a hydrant branch,
Yeah.
so that was right where connection was. The other one was the hydrant branch, almost across from the VFW.
Is that the old pipe there as well?
Yeah.
Which pipe was done? The Southwest Main was done, right?
Southwest was done from Camp Meeting down, but
Okay.
it still the old pipe up to Camp Meeting.
Okay.
So from Camp Meeting to Franklin Street is all the old cast iron. I think that's 15 or 16 breaks on that line now.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, I think a bigger discussion needs to be had on that. We have to really work on it, come up with a plan. I know it's been over a year now. We talked about it at the selectmen's meeting about that being tied into updating the water line, possibly sewer as well, with the project of the highway department when that goes forward. So I think that emphasis needs to be put on that to get that line changed. I mean, it is that's the main line that supplies, comes down from the tank from Chesbros.
Yeah.
So I think 2 parts of it is, one is from the tank down to the highway. I think we probably are gonna need to look at the whole thing. If I'm not
Yeah, and
mistaken.
that's what I had presented it for an SRF project a couple years back, from Franklin all the way to the tank and to Camp Meeting. Half hour or about 20 minutes I can do something. So I proposed it to the state for a project, and we didn't get approved for that. But in doing that, I put in there that there's potentially 100 and something lead goosenecks along that line, so that sparked stuff from the state saying, "Oh, you got these lead service signs." I'm like, they're not lead service signs; they're just lead goosenecks. But anyway, we didn't get approved for that, but I think the total project when we applied it was like $7.5 million, but I think that price has probably gone up by now.
Oh, I'm sure everything's gone up.
Yeah.
But,
So yeah, I would say. I mean, I don't know if you looked at the project as a whole, and then working something out with the town, or if you looked at it as, all right, if the town covers from Franklin to Highway, and then water sewer covers from Highway to the tank. if you know you're gonna do both halves, it's better to do the entire project as
It
one.
is, right, that's what I'm saying, there needs to be a lot of discussion on that, to see which would be the best approach on that.
Yeah. Also underwater, there's, we basically got all the new main installed up on Depot. There were some issues with the contractor sampling the bacteria. We always chlorinate it and test the mains before we make them active. They did their chlorination, they did the pressure test, everything passed, they did the chlorination, they did it in sections, so they did the first section, they chlorinated it, it didn't pass, so they rechlorinated it. They sampled again, they said it passed, but I didn't get results for either one. So I told them, you have to send me the results, I need to see them before we can move forward. So it was like 2 weeks later, and I said, look, I still haven't seen the first round of results or the second round of results. So if your lab can't give you bacteria results in 2 weeks, then I think it's an incompetent lab. So I told them, yeah, regardless, now we're gonna have to resample because the water's been sitting stagnant for too long. So we said, well, we're gonna resample and use our lab so we get reliable results and from a lab at faith in. So we resampled it on Friday. On Thursday, results came back positive for total coliform on all 3 sites that were sampled. So now they have to rechlorinate the whole system, let it sit for 24 hours, flush it all out, and resample again. So they can't start the service connections until that's been cleaned and get the results. So I don't like to let water sit for that long. That's the reason why. It just gives everything a chance to start growing bacteria. So they're supposed to chlorinate today, but they didn't have to do that.
So is that line being flushed, like, is it running continually? I'm thinking with this heat, that's the surface line going,
Well, that line on top, the surface line, that thing's always got water moving.
that's always moving, okay. I'm thinking that's gotta be, that water's gonna be good.
And we're sampling that too with our samples. It's come back clean. So no bacteria issues on that.
Okay. I just wonder if that had anything to do with that.
Yeah, no, it's not the temporary line that fails. It's the main line that fails at the And we sampled our entire system the same day we sampled those 3 lines. All of our samples came back clean. So we know it's not the water that we're feeding it with. That's the problem for the new main. So so we'll get that chlorinated today. Let it sit there tomorrow.
They're going to use your lab going forward? Yeah, good.
We'll grab the samples and we'll use our lab. Give the contractor the benefit of the doubt for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, the issues are not being able to get results within 2 weeks.
It's the-
Bacteria results you should get the next day.
Yeah, I was going to say, day or
It's a
2.
24-hour test, so you should get it by the end of the next day or the second day.
Right.
We did the meter calibration, all the annual master meters, we got all those done in the water. We have the block heater installed at primary. Generator there, they didn't bring that when they originally installed that generator. Since our last meeting, we did camera all the sewer on Depot Street just to make sure the sewer section was all set before we move forward with this, and we want to make sure we take care of any issues that we don't have to dig it back up after we repave the road. So all the sewer line on Depot looked decent.
So do we have the water reports from May, June, and July?
I didn't have time to ask Steve if he had them yet. I think he had some, but
And then it looks like we need wastewater.
yeah, I can tell you, I won't have June and July for wastewater because Peter's been out since the end of May.
When is PETA coming back?
I don't know.
How long was the original anticipated?
Hmm?
How long was the original anticipated?
10 weeks or something.
So we just need to get those in. So let's see. So will Peter update these when he comes in? Oh,
Yeah, he'll give me what he can pull together for.
okay. Anything else on
We
it?
did pass so this was the second quarter toxicity that we passed. But there's May, and the third quarter toxicity we also passed. So those are two of the big tests. We do those 4 times a year. So second quarter and third quarter passed on toxicities.
Any questions on the water or sewer report? Connection policy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so we just want to get a needed drafts.
Yeah.
Staffing.
Staffing, short-staffed as usual. More so now with Peter out.
Right.
Just got the one applicant right here. We got one for that now.
Well, you said you had, I think the last meeting we talked, we had that.
Yeah, I had one other.
You said there was an application, but you had other ones that you were gonna send to us. I didn't get any done.
Yeah, I
So, I mean, if they, we really need to act upon, I mean, we're dangerously low on, as you know,
agree.
and it's not, we need to find out where, we funded it for a long time and it hasn't been filled, so I think if it's okay with the consensus of the board, I'd like to maybe have a meeting with Matt and try to work with him on this and try to really, even he can help us out and help you out on aggressively trying to get these, primarily the assistant wastewater, I think is the key. We do need another on the water side, but I think we need to find out if our current staff is going to move into that. Does he have the ability to or want to? I think that's what we're holding off on. Maybe if he was going to try to transition to that on the water side to get his license and do that, then we would only need to hire another.
Yeah, I think
Or is that not going to happen? And we should just go.
I think we should hire a water operator.
Okay, so he has no interest in.
I mean, he has an interest in getting his license. He hasn't. I sent him to the class. He's tried to test a couple times. Hasn't been successful on the test yet. I'm trying to get him some more training, but it would be years before he would be able to fill a license full position.
Okay.
Because he won't get his license full for a minimum of 2 years after he takes the test.
Okay. So we'll rule that out of the equation then, and then just we need to work on getting that filled ASAP.
Yep.
And then if you have other applicants for the water, I know you said you had one.
Yeah, I got this one. I had one other that was licensed, and then I had a couple. I know at least one. Somebody just stopped in, dropped off their application, but they were a highway worker.
I'm wondering if you went on the website, because the website just says that we're still looking for a laborer's position.
No, I think he had it for the water.
For the water,
operator.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I think we have to really work on that, because I mean, obviously you can only be in so many places at one time, and I understand that. But, so I think a lot of the problems that we're falling behind on is because of lack of staff, and if we don't address that a little more aggressively, I think we're putting ourselves in danger. I mean, if you're out of work, or if Steve's out,
Yeah, I can't be out of.
that's what I mean. So
I'll be better
we need to come up with either a backup plan, either make sure we have somebody on that we need to. I already talked to you about on the private side that can come in and operate if necessary. So that conversation needs to be had, and then also on the water side as well. So we want to make sure we have a backup for each side of that
Yep.
until we can get staffing. But I think that the administrator would be. He's very good at what he does with that, with staffing, and I think he could help substantially and get this moving a lot faster than it has been. If everybody, you guys are good with that.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yeah, I know last time I talked to him, he had discussed whether or not we need to look at the rates again.
Make sure we're competitive.
Yeah, because I mean, I know we raised them when we did the comprehensive evaluation there, but everybody else raised them after that, so
Right.
I'm still trying to.
Fresh set of eyes.
Yeah, I had
The way you're
looked
gonna
at
get people
the,
is
yeah.
to steal them from somebody else, and
Yeah.
if somebody
Yeah.
else is paying more, you're not going to be able to
Yeah.
steal them. So
We were pretty good. I went on and looked at other water departments and other, if you look up who's the job listings,
yeah,
and we're in the middle pretty well. Some of the, on the smaller towns, we're probably up in the, in the
I
2/3.
agree. That's where we came up with the numbers previously. So
Yeah. And he
which I
did,
thought was going to be helpful and
yeah,
put us where we needed to be, but
it was very helpful on the admin. I mean, he put us, we had quite a few applicants on that position.
yeah.
So that worked out well, but I think we really need to, it's not fair to Steve, it's not fair to you, it's not fair to, because everybody's,
Maxed out.
maxed out. It's gonna, we just have to, really, sometimes you just have to ask for help, so I think the administrator is a good resource for that, and we can see if we can get him helping us and working on that.
Yep, for burnout.
Right, because everybody's tempted and it's gonna come to a head at some point.
Yep. So how do you want to set up a meeting with Matt? Do you want to have it as a commissioners meeting, or do you want just one of you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go up and talk to him and see. Initially, if it needs to go further than that, if you guys all want to meet, we do that. Or if you would prefer, I could go up and just get the conversation rolling with him, and then how would you guys?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we just have an initial meeting with him, and then
So just the initial meeting with me, you, and Matt,
yeah,
and then we'll move forward
we'll
from there.
move forward from that. Okay. Anything else on the staffing?
None at this time. Did you guys reorg?
We did, but
Put it on
Phil
here,
wasn't.
just-
Phil wasn't here.
Yeah, I just didn't remember if you did it. Just kind of assigned him his role, or
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We voted.
That's
we
what
voted-
happens.
We
You don't
voted you.
show up.
We voted you as secretary.
Oh, excellent.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Should have told me that at the start of it.
so you got to do
So
meeting minutes.
yeah. So the reorg.
Yeah.
The reorg.
We're halfway through the meeting.
No, you don't have to do
You have
minutes.
a good
No,
minute.
we
Yeah.
have somebody that does
Yeah.
the minutes for us.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
So we had voted that.
You're not here, that's what happens. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in corporate for a long time.
So we've had voted. I would be the chair, vice chair, and secretary.
Works for me.
Okay. So future agenda items. One of the things that I can think of would be the discussion with Synagro. I think we need to have a backup plan, and as far as Synagro, because we don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yep.
So I think we need to be ahead of the curve on the Synagro. I think we should be.
Pick and choose, right?
I think Upper Blackstone is still.
Yeah, we've
Should
been
we-
working on with the Upper Blackstone. They're very strict about everything that goes up there. So, I had Peter trying to work with them because he had worked up there previously, and he was concerned that he can't make deals or negotiate because he's not authorized. I'm like, I'm not authorized to make that contract, so we still need to work through the process, get to where we need to be with them, and then go to Matt with the contract or whatever comes of that. But we can't
So I have one.
not negotiate with them because we can't make the decision. So, but Peter's out right now, so I do need to come up with a plan, and hopefully Upper Blackstone will be the solution. But
Have you heard anything else from Synagro on anything where that's going to land? No.
no,
So do we have a backup plan in place in any way, shape, or form?
nothing at this time. There's very few places to send it. So, I mean, we have a current contract with Synagro, so
Yeah.
When is that good
they'd
till?
be required to. I'll double check. I
Yeah.
don't want to come up with a number off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
it's at least a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they go out of business, good luck trying to fight,
Yeah.
trying to get them to honor a contract when they're not in business. Is the state aware of this? I mean, because they're the
Oh, yeah.
only one that So has the state come up with any kind of, plan to, if they go out of business?
No,
Nothing? So all the other towns are in the same boat essentially, right? Does Synagro, they get that pretty much monopolized at everybody?
well, it's different methods, so we send out liquid, so it's
Yeah.
different than if you sent
Cake.
sludge or cake, yeah. So if we had cake, we'd have a lot more options. And to be honest, ours would be very appealing to any of the people that take it. I mean, like, the biggest concern right now, I think, for everyone is PFAS. But we sampled our sludge and we have very minimal there as well. Oh, that's one thing on the water side I forgot to mention. We did do the UCMR 5, which analyzed another 29 compounds of PFAS. We came up no detection on all those,
Oh, good.
so that's good. And then the I forget what the other one was. Lithium. Tested lithium and came up with nothing on that too. So the future contaminants that they're looking at so far right now, we looked at on as well, which is always a big concern. So, but that being said, we did sample the sludge for the PFAS and everything. Numbers looked good there, so
Yeah.
we should be more of a desirable sludge for people to take that are in that business, because we're basically a veteran community. Very low metals, low PFAS. So
So what is the process to do that? If we were to switch to,
the cake,
yeah,
that's a lot more difficult. You have to have a belt press
Dewatering.
that requires more staff. That's
well, I mean, if it's
Belt
cost
press,
effective.
center-
right. I know.
Look
I
at the-
thought that too. If that was
Yeah.
another option of being effective. I know Webster budgeted like $1 million to do a study on going to cake and what they needed to. I don't know if they're moving forward with that or not, but I'll probably be meeting with them in the next few weeks. So we'll see where they stand with that. I know they were looking at Upper Blackstone as well. So. But,
So
yeah.
what was the outcome? They didn't. What was Webster's outcome? They haven't.
They haven't.
Determined yet.
Right. I think they
Just
budgeted
started.
the money to do a study, but then I think they were shifting gears to go away from the cake. So I think they're hopeful that they can go to Upper Blackstone as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Because the cake
I know
is
what comes
it's
down.
expensive, but
I mean, it comes down to dollars and cents, obviously, but when you don't have a choice, you have to
Right.
adjust accordingly, and you have to make the moves
Yeah.
accordingly. So we have to stay up. I think that's one of the, because that could be a huge if we have to
that's our
transfer
biggest
that.
line item. So
Right. So I think we really need to stay on top of that and try to come up with a plan,
yep.
a backup plan, or at least get ahead of the curve and get into the, if we think Synagro's gonna be going out, then we probably should just, if we can get into Upper Blackstone, get early, because if they go out, everyone's gonna be trying to rush and get everything done, so.
Yeah, I think at a minimum, I mean, I think Synagro will still be in business. I just think that it's not going to be
Not renewed in one socket.
right. So they have other places to send it, New Hampshire, New York.
Yep.
It just means the cost is going to go up.
Transportation's gonna skyrocket.
And I don't know what the other places charge, so
Yeah.
between their costs going up and the transportation going up, it's going to significantly affect that line item in the budget. So
Okay. Any other future agenda, there's one, we had talked about a capital plan and also a 3-year capital plan, which we really need to get that hammered out. And then, for this fall town meeting, we wanted to have some, capital projects that need to get done. So I know we had talked about that the last couple of meetings, to work on for this fall meeting to get some, see where we are with the retained earnings, and then what the most important project that we need to get done. So we can get those, get ahead of the curve on that as well.
yep.
Instead of waiting for the annual town meeting every year, if we have the funds available, I think we should jump on at the fall,
Yep.
if possible. So we just need to come up with a list of capital items that, I think you have a lot of them in your budget that need to be addressed, but those were already allocated for. So
There's some things in the budget that are allocated for,
right,
I'll leave those out of the list,
on the list and
because those
use,
are already planned for, and
right,
then
so the retained earnings to,
there's a list of other things that need to be done that,
right.
that are not in the budget, so.
Mhm. So, capital plan,
And how far are you looking for capital items for that to go? I mean, like I can tell you Main Street needs to be done, but that's
oh, I know,
That's a-
that's,
$8 to $10 million project, so
Right.
that's nothing that we have okay doing, so. So you're looking for capital projects that we can fund through what's in retained earnings
right,
right
the,
now?
right, the ones that we have. Keep in mind, I think we probably wanna keep that thought in mind, the Main Street, engineering class. Anything that we can, maybe wanna just hold a little bit for that, just in case, I'm not sure what that,
We don't have enough in we don't have enough in retained earnings to cover
anything.
the engineering for that. The engineering would probably, I mean, if I had to ballpark it off the top of my head, $750,000.
So it's more, have to be tied into the bigger project. So I guess it would be good, just give us your opinion on what needs to get done with what we have, the money we have to work with.
Yeah.
That's in retained earnings. And the most important things that you know they have to get addressed. You guys agree with that?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so I'll have to have kind of a definitive list for the next meeting. Probably have to make decisions, but
Yeah, I would, I mean, it's.
time-wise, it's gonna be, when we have to.
Right, that's right, so I just think that that's why I brought it up previously, because I know the fall town meeting is coming quick, and the time you have to get things in at a certain time.
Yeah, the last meeting, I was waiting for the, water asset management plan to be done. It's still not done, but we have a draft, and there's these things that they're claiming we need to do, I don't agree with, so.
That's why I think we're just gonna lean on you to say.
We'll review it,
Yeah.
I'll let you know, I think some of them were BS. One of them in there was the containment area, the containment tank for the KOH primary. It's a concrete, it's a cement block wall, and then we sealed inside with a chemical resistant coating, waterproofing,
Yeah.
so that containment won't leak. They said that it's a 4-foot high wall, and you can't see the level in the tank. I'm like, well, I'm taller than 4 foot, I just need to go over the wall. So they wanted, it was like $25,000 for them to redesign the chemical storage area. I'm like, so that I don't have to lean over the wall and get the level.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta, I mean, just give us your
Yeah.
professional opinion on what needs to get done with the money we have, to use, and then I think it'll be, I mean, I'm not gonna debate you on stuff that's gotta get done. I mean, I don't know, that's not my forte.
Yeah, so I was waiting to see where we stood with that. I reviewed the draft, there's a lot of stuff in there. Well, we already know a lot of the mains that need to be done. Main Street being the primary one. We really have many issues on Main Charge Street. That's probably the second on the list, but just kind of tie on to another project. Get that funded. See if we're scored.
Oh, from in the section up that way.
Well, we need from basically the main Mechanic Street Bridge
Okay.
down. Needs to be done. Yeah, it needs to go, well, from the Mechanic Street Bridge up to Gilboa, and Church Street. And then down Gilboa to this intersection.
Okay.
All that needs to be done.
Yep.
I know when we cut into that pipe down here, it was a 6-inch pipe choked down to nothing. The night that we did
I'm surprised, given the flow that goes on that. That's a high flow.
you would think so, but I don't think it really sees a lot of flow
Although with the new,
because of the restriction.
the new line that was put in Main Street, everything done there.
I mean, all the flow comes down this way, but I think it takes a detour down Gilboa Street this way, but I think it mostly being fed from Mechanic Street. And the volume of usage that goes that way isn't really high, so it's not seeing a tremendous amount of flow to scour the pipes. think we would see more flow if we replace that line. You'd see more continuous flow going through there, so you wouldn't have an issue in the future, but with it being choked down, it's gonna take the capital resistance.
So,
We tried to flush it. I got pricing on doing ice pigging to see if we could, get some of the tuberculation out, but they almost wanted as much to ice pig it as it would cost to replace it. I'm not gonna ice pig a 120-year-old pipe
Yeah.
to just turn around and say, all right,
Now I
yeah,
gotta
we got flow
replace
through,
it.
but now I gotta replace it anyway, so.
I thought the upper portion was pretty clear, no? Remember when I read that break up there, remember? Right in front of my apartment, it's to the left in front of my Stebbins.
Yeah, we didn't open the pipe there.
I thought you
So I didn't see
I got
inside.
camera, didn't you have a camera? That's it. I mean, you said you thought it looked good, and I was like, wow.
The outside of the pipe looks good. I mean, this is some of the tuberculation that's in the pipe that was from Manchester Street.
It's cast iron.
Yeah, from 1909.
Yeah,
So,
that's when they did 1909. That's when they started.
I was saying, I know, you look at the pipe and it's still solid pipe.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, just look at there's nothing wrong with the integrity of the pipe.
Yeah.
I mean, the last break that we had on Manchester Street, no, not the last one, the one before that, was the fire department was playing at the ball field.
Oh yeah. So that
When
was.
I came around the corner, I see the truck there, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
that was shooting the arrow.
It was a brand new truck, I'm sure the valves work nice.
Yeah.
So when they can turn on the water off and on really quick.
Yeah.
That's not what they're thinking about when they're
Yeah.
fighting fire or anything, so. Can't really put any blame on them other than.
No.
It was the cause of it, but not intention.
Yeah. It was intentional.
But showed our weak point.
Yeah.
So we got the so future agenda items. So we're gonna have one with the connection policy, capital plan, 3 year, working on a 3. I'd like to do 5, but sometimes 5 really is.
It's tough.
It's, it changes too quickly to something like that. So 3-year plan, and that's primarily I'd like to get that so when it's not into the budget season, we can look at that and make sure that everything is.
And what are you considering capital?
Primarily,
I know that,
I know they say 10,000.
I was gonna say, I know the
don't-
town's
yeah,
definition is
that's-
10,000 and last more than 5 years.
I'm thinking things that we're not going to be funding through our retained earnings that we need to do. Well, I guess we could
So it's, retained earnings could be considered a funding source as well for
Yeah.
something that's capital. I mean, we've done a lot of capital.
Yes. Yeah.
We've
do
done a
do
lot of
that,
capital
right.
with retained earnings, so I don't wanna
Yeah.
count retained earnings as the definition.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I'm just saying like a dollar amount, anything over 10,000, last more than 5 years, like that's kind of their definition, but.
Yep.
Also, I think we should probably get some of the larger things on the capital plan so everybody's aware of. It's not on there.
Well, they kind of stopped and biting me with capital. I'm not exactly sure why,
Well, I would submit, because we're supposed to do that yearly, that should be done yearly anyway.
but, yeah.
So if you submit it every year and update it every year, it's on the list and it's in front of everybody so people can see it, as well as this board as well. So I think some of those items should be addressed on there. So as far as back to your question, what do you want to put on the capital plan? How do you want to do that? I think I'd leave that up to you to say, okay,
Right.
what needs to get done, what where are we at? And,
Because I mean, there's certain things that I look at that I think, I've explained it a few times on like pumps. I mean, submersible pumps, we've got like 15 or so. And I mean,
Right, you
you
do
can't,
one
that's
or
what I
a year,
mean. Just
two a
like
year.
we should budget 1 or 2 a year regardless.
Right.
That should be in the budget. I don't consider that capital. That's routine
Maintenance.
maintenance that we're doing.
Yep.
But
Which I think
They're
we
big
have,
ticket
we have
items.
been doing that the last couple of years.
I have been
think.
buying some pumps, yeah. Unfortunately, we had to use them, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we had that discussion a couple of years
yeah,
back.
I was gonna say, I know I brought it up a few times, but like I said, I don't really consider certain things like that, even though it's over $10,000.
It's operational, right.
Wear and
It's
tear maintenance.
operational, it's something, it's anticipated, you gotta maintain it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like the water side, I consider that kind of capital, even though I would consider it capital, even though it's not over $10,000 doing the rehab on a well. I mean, it lasted 30 years, so it's a long-term item. Overall, I think it probably cost around 10, but I think we might have just been under, so it wouldn't have qualified under the definition based on the dollar amount. But I still consider it a capital just because it's something that lasts. You know, if we had to replace them or rehab them every year, a lot of systems do. Even the well guy was like, I can't believe these haven't been done that long, just because the condition, you know, so definitely got your money's worth out of them. But they're not huge ticket items, but it's the lifeline of your water system.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, you
great.
have to have, it, right? I mean, some things you can play around with, but other things, I mean, it's a necessity, it has to get done, you have to budget for it, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I think with any of that stuff, we've always budgeted.
We haven't budgeted that in a long time, because like I said, it was 30 years on
Oh, on pumps?
Glen Street. Had never been done since it was put in
Oh, on the,
on the wells. And,
wells, yeah.
But,
Well, it's probably lack of knowledge on previous staff that never brought that up. I mean,
no, just it never needed it. The
Oh.
wells have been running fine. We haven't had any issue. Production didn't drop off.
Okay,
Everything was good. I just said, you know what, it's been 30 years. I can't believe they've lasted that long. So let's go through them. We had them come in and pull them out and
yeah,
go through them all. And you know,
they were still good, everything was,
they were decent, but they needed to be replaced. It was a matter of, you know, replacing a bunch of bearings and everything. And
Yeah.
to be honest, when you rebuild things, they don't last as long as new. So, and for I think it was like $3,500 for a pump. So, you know, you get 30 years out of it.
You're doing well.
I think.
yeah, oh, yeah,
Ask him.
Yeah.
His well doesn't get that life.
yeah, no, not
Yours
too
will
many-
probably annual.
Yeah.
Not too many do.
No, so
And when I referred to previous staff, I wasn't referring to our staff, I was thinking previous management or previous, that type of thing that really knows that.
understand
side
it.
of
Yeah,
right?
pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on future agenda items?
Nothing I can think of.
So, capital plan, fall town meeting. Obviously staffing, I think we wanna keep that on
Yep.
keep that on the future agenda items. Connection policy as well, okay. Okay, any open session for topics not reasonably anticipated 40 hours in advance of the meeting?
No.
So, anything?
On the connection policy,
Sure.
did you want to have anything like for a connection? I mean, I know you guys just sign off on them after they apply, but did you want to have something where they come to a meeting to apply for the connection?
I don't think that's necessary unless it's something that's out of the ordinary. I think primarily is, I mean, you look at it, I think the big part of that was, the issue was the fees weren't
Right,
being paid.
What do you want to call it? You know, just the format in which you move forward. You know, what are the steps?
Mm-hmm.
You know, first, this needs to be done before you can go to the next step, or
Yeah, I think it's simply just they submit their application for the water or sewer connection with their check. That has to be paid before the building permit is signed off on. That used to be that was the case, we used to do that a while back. Like that was our automatic done, whenever they submitted their application, the check was,
well,
not check was there, but it was paid for.
yeah. So I mean,
Once it was approved, we signed it, once we approved it, they went and paid the connection.
yeah. Well, that, like I said, they come in, they apply for it. You guys sign it, but they have to have you guys sign it before they can submit a payment.
Right.
So they apply, you guys authorize it basically.
Right.
Then we have something to give to the collector, and then the collector collects it prior to them moving forward.
Yep.
Um, I think like, so there's a few things that were in my mind is, you know, they shouldn't be able to tap a main and run the line before they apply for it. Something like North Village,
Right, yeah, they should be.
they put the mains in and they tap it and they've got the curb stops there and they run the line into the house before they ever apply for the connection. So that's some of the things that are kind of throwing a wrench in how this procedure works.
So, on a subdivision, like specifically, we'll use that one for an example.
Which is probably a good idea to use, and we probably need to get something in place soon because there's a proposed another 40B,
Where?
Southwest Maine. So,
Oh, yeah, by,
you know,
farm, yeah,
birds or whatever.
that's right. How many units on that one?
Not sure yet. I want to say 30 or less.
So is the reason that they're doing that is when they tap the line, so basically it's empty, they got the road work in, when they put the road work in, they already had it stubbed off, right? I'm assuming,
What do you mean?
the lots, when they put the curb.
Yeah,
stops.
so they put the main in and then they come back and they do all the stubs for the
Right.
services.
Right, so everything already has a stub, right? So
Yeah, but
it's
I don't
from-
know-
So it's from the stub to the house is what you're referring to, right?
Well, I don't think they should be putting holes in the main until they pay for a connection. 'Cause that connection fee is essentially, you're looking at all the assets in the water system, and it pays for maintaining the mains and the, you know. We own from the main to the curb, so once they put that in, it's a liability for us. If that leaks, we've got to repair it. It's our expense.
So how, I guess I'm trying to think of how that would work on, if we put a main in, I mean, we stub things off. I mean, not necessarily a connection fee there would be a betterment usually if we do a new line. or
Right.
like that. But the connection fee wouldn't be paid at that point.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. We got to look at all the scenarios
Yeah.
where and what it makes sense. I mean, when we put it in, we're putting it in and we're taking ownership of that.
Mhm.
But it's at a point where it's like, all right, it's more cost effective for us to put it in now.
Mhm.
And if we have to dig it up because there's a leak, you know, so be it. We save the money ahead of time by not having to dig it up and tap it after. So it's kind of a wash for us. It's a matter of, all right, do you trust your service line that you're not going to have to repair it?
Yeah,
But if they're tapping it and putting it in, now it's a liability on us until, you know,
Well,
and then if they don't actually ever connect it,
yeah. Technically we can't.
It's all private.
That's all private, so we really can't use that as that's, none of that up there we're gonna pay for anyway. Anything that happens to the roadway or any of that is gonna be, that's on them.
yeah,
So that example would be a little.
it's a
there's
little
so many-
difficult.
yeah,
But if
yeah.
if it was,
And,
you can do a 40B and the road gets accepted.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
So if the road's accepted, then we own what's in the road and
Right,
we're
and
responsible
they
for it.
probably will do that,
That's what I would assume
Yeah.
for the next one, yeah.
yeah. So it would be, I guess, the scenario would have to say, I think in order to keep it even and keep it clean, if they put the main in, and obviously when you put the main in, you wanna put the taps in, and you wanna, if you know you're building on those lots,
Right.
then, but the connection fee would be paid at the time that they actually run the line from the curb
From the
box
curb to the house.
to the house.
Okay. So prior to running it into the house.
Or, well, it would be, right, it would be on the building permit would be the trigger on that. So when they apply for the permit, we're not signing off on the water until they pay that fee, and we know that, so it's pre-construction is when, so we know that that's
Right.
gonna be done. And it covers, I think that covers.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, they can't get a building permit until they have water.
Right.
You know, if you have to drill a well before you can
You have to drill a
put
well.
a foundation on
Right,
it.
so it's just saying that keeps this playing field level even on that as well. If somebody that doesn't have town water has to have a well drilled and water testing done prior to a building permit.
Right.
Be an issue. So I think that would be
So that fee should be paid up front.
upfront on the fee, and then prior to the you signing off on the water for the building.
All right.
That's all I could tell you.
Yep.
Any other thoughts? So no other, any other topics? No? Anything else? Okay, so entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn meeting at 8:53.
A second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.